Alright guys, welcome back. Last weekend you saw we did the passenger side, kind of a pain in the butt. Nothing went right as usual. Expect the worst when you're doing something like this, or these days really doing anything. So today we're going to do the driver's side. If you're just joining us, we're doing everyone's favorite job, extracting broken bolts in the cylinder head and resealing exhaust manifolds. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've got a lot more crap in the way on the driver's side. Makes it a little more tricky. Still is definitely better than working on an Audi. You can see those are the two ARP bolts I had installed about a year ago or so. That's the number 3 we just extracted, and then that is number 4 that I broke off. And hopefully these flange nuts won't give us too much issue. I'm going to soak everything in WD-40. This was the very last cylinder, and this was the position that had the broken bolt that I broke. So I mean, maybe it was just starting to slip past. There we go. Kind of see right there, just starting to leak. Alright guys, so I know I failed miserably on the last video trying to show you how awesome it is to weld a nut to a broken stud. Now this is a perfect candidate for that. I've got plenty of room. I could set up a ground right here. I guarantee you, just putting a nut around this stud and just welding it, this thing would come right out, and the heat would help it on top of that. But I'm going to try the conventional method first, since I do have some kind of room. I'll go ahead and hammer this on and try to extract it that way. If I need to, I can break out the welder and we'll go that route. I'm going to loosen up this dipstick tube. And there she is. There's number 4 on the driver's side. That is how easy the passenger side would have came out had I not messed with it the first time, but Again, you can see the previous video for that. So what I had done, I did have to kind of hammer that on by tapping the back of my extension, just because there wasn't really enough room. Not trying to break this thing, but you got to hit it. You have to understand what it's doing. It's digging into that thing, so you want to hit it with enough force where it's going to be effective enough to get this out in one shot. So guys, another little tip. So we've got our extractor, we've got our broken bolt in there. Get your little vise, get it in your grooves or wherever to where it's just loose. You don't want to obviously tighten down on this thing because you're trying to punch this piece out. Keep it loose to where your jaws are going to rest on the extractor, and your bolt will loosely slide down in between them. Make sure the punch is on the center of the bolt. And there you go. So you can see what this extractor is doing. Alright guys, yet again, got new parts. Cleaned off the flanges. See the side of the blocks cleaned up. We got that cleaned up pretty much as good as one of those is going to get cleaned up. And as usual guys, we're putting in ARP hardware. For now, you saw I just put a temporary bolt to hold everything in place. Alright guys, so this side's a little different than the other side. The other side you have a flat surface mating flange, so obviously you want to make sure everything is aligned properly to each other on that Y-pipe, because this whole Y-pipe is one piece more or less. It's got 3 catalytic converters on it, one on each bank and then one after at Y's, and it's all welded up to after that 3rd cat. So the driver's side is what's called a ball and cup design. It's gonna just seat at any angle. That's why it's designed that way. It's pretty much being positioned already by this tapered gasket. Because of this design, you want to torque this to the cylinder head first. You can see this is what we're dealing with from underneath. This is all tapered, so it'll move around at different angles. So obviously you want to be a little concentric when you're torquing this on. Now this angle you can kind of see it's not, it looks like it's a little fatter up top and slightly thinner towards the bottom. See how we have that little gap there? You might think, oh, it's not sealed properly. Well, it's just because of the the design of this ball and cup. Like I said earlier, this is designed to be angled pretty much within a certain degree. It's got plenty of room to flex. Had to straighten out my intake a little. It was kind of canted over. You can see it was actually rubbing. It was rubbing over there and kind of rubbing down there a little bit too. You see the other side we did yesterday or last weekend. Nice and quiet. I'm sure the camera makes this thing sound weird, but these new motors with the vacuum pumps and everything, they direct injected, they sound weird anyway. But nice and quiet. Nice and sealed up. As usual, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to all of y'all that have subscribed to my channel over the, it's almost 2 years old now. I've got a lot going on behind the scenes. I know it's been like a month since I've uploaded, aside from that last video. Believe me, I've got a lot of footage to go through, and there's a lot been going on. Not necessarily automotive, but things that do have to do with the new shop and everything. I'm trying to spearhead that, but as you can imagine, I'm burning the candle at both ends, and it doesn't feel like I'm getting much done, but I am. I guess. So, again, hey guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all sticking around. Scout, you can't have both.